Students, welcome to the online video teaching from Sri Shankaracharya Vidyalaya. Hope you are all well and ready to listen this video. That is the part 2 from the story of village Palampur, chapter 1, and it is from the economics part of your social science subject. So what it contains? Farming. Today we are going to start with the farming in Palampur, because earlier we have read about the introduction, the overviews. We have read about the organization of production, the factors of production, that is the land, labor, capital, physical capital, fixed capital, about the working capital. So these are the parts we have already done. Now today we are going to do the farming in Palampur. That is our topic today. So number 1, land is fixed, that is we are going to study land is fixed, then change in the method of cultivation, cropping, multiple cropping, then modern farming, sustainability of land, distribution of land, labor, capital and selling of the farm products. Out of this whole of these topics we are going to read about the land is fixed and change in the method of cultivation, multiple cropping and modern farming today. Rest we will do in the next video. So let us see. So this is a picture of a village farming. One farmer is there. He is busy in cultivating the agriculture, and it seems like rice or paddy field. So waterlogged over here, and farmer, very simple person, busy in farming. Now, Palampur is a hypothetical and what you say the imaginary village. So, it is representing some rural village concept and its mode of organization of production and farming methods. So, land is fixed is the first topic. About 75% of the people who are working are dependent on the farming for their livelihood. They could be farmers or farm laborers. So they could be, the well-being of these people is closely related to the production in the farms. So land area under cultivation is practically fixed. Since 1960 in Palampur, there had been no expansion in land area under cultivation. So by then, some of the westlands in village had been converted to cultivable land, and there exists no further scope to increase farm production by bringing new land under cultivation. This is one picture. Now change in method of cultivation. Is there a way one can grow more from the same land? It always comes a question. So there should be some change in the method of cultivation. Is there multiple cropping and modern farming? These are the methods that have been used for cultivation in Palampur to increase the production from the land. What are these? Let us see. See, in the kind of crops grown and facilities available, Palampur would resemble a village of the western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. And during the rainy season, Kharif farmers grow jowar and bajra. These plants are used as cattle feed. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. And in the winter season, rabi fields are shown with the wheat. From the wheat produce, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat at the market at Raiganj. So, part of the land is also devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw form or as jaggery is sold to traders in Shahpur. The main reason why farmers are able to grow 3 different crops in a year in Palampur is due to the well-developed system of irrigation. So this is the process what we called as multiple cropping, because jowar, bajra grow during the rainy season, potato between October and December, and wheat is produced during the winter season. So these are the major things that grows in a single field. Method of multiple cropping used in Palampur. Cultivation of different type of crops in the same land at the same different times is known as multiple cropping. For example, jowar and bajra grow during rainy, potato produced during October and December, wheat is produced during winter season. Wheat, bajra, sugarcane, potato. It resembles the picture that is from your book. It is given. It's a beautiful picture. Here's a concept of multiple cropping. See, different crops in the same field as per the use. Then electricity came early in Palampur. It is a major impact was to transfer the system of irrigation. Persian wheels were till then used by farmers to draw water and wells from wells and irrigate the small fields. People saw that the electric run tube wells would irrigate the much larger areas of the land more effectively. The first few tube wells were installed by the government. Now, to grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is called the multiple cropping that we just read now. Now we are going to the concept of modern farming. What happens in this modern farming? Let us see. All farmers in Palampur grow at least two main crops. They are growing potato as the third crop in the first 15 to 20 years. Now, we have seen the way of increasing production from the same land is by multiple cropping. Now, the other way is to use the modern farming methods for the higher yield. Now, yield is measured as a crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. So, till the mid 1960s, the seed used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yields. Traditional seeds needed less irrigation, and farmers used cow dung and other natural manures as fertilizers. So, all the sum of the pigs. So, all this were readily available with the farmers who did not have to buy them. And the Green Revolution, the introduction of the Green Revolution, what it did, the Indian farmers to cultivate the wheat and rice using high yielding varieties, that is HYVs of the seeds, compared to traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amounts of grain on a single plant. So as a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. So HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizers and pesticides to produce better results. Higher yields are possible only from a combination of HYV seeds and irrigation, chemical fertilizers, pesticides. So farmers of Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try the modern farming method in India. Let us see a difference between modern and traditional agriculture. See, the focus on the high yield, risk management, multiple uses, few commodity spaces, then global value chains are specialized actors, the value chains primary, local to regional, supermarket dominance, then standardized productions, variable products, modern varieties, accepted, locally adopted land races, the breeding research centers, traditional variety, This is traditional agriculture and this is the modern one. Formal seed systems including private sectors and informal seed systems, high import of seeds, fertilizers, agrochemicals, irrigation, low external inputs, advanced agricultural technologies, limited and low tech processing, the policy intensive including the competition and subsidized production in the north, neglected by the policymakers, and scientific knowledge system, traditional knowledge system, gender dimensions. Here is the concept of a multiple cropping, or you can say that, see, one is dependent on the other. It gives a clear picture of each and everything. It's here the livestock also, and how one is dependent on the other. At the same time, we can grow so many of things. We have now the difference between modern and multiple farming. What is the major difference between the modern and multiple cropping? Modern farming is, it is a modern method of farming. It is a traditional method of farming. Regarding the multiple cropping, it includes growing of one crop on a single piece of land at a particular point of time. It's a very important point. It includes growing more than one crop on a piece of land during the same year. This method involves use of high variety of seeds, chemical, fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, modern technology. This method involves use of traditional seeds that require less irrigation, wooden tools, requirements, and ancient machineries, etc. They usually use the organic manures also. Productivity in the modern farming is higher, however, it is not environment friendly. Productivity under this method is comparatively low. So this is all about the today's concept regarding the farming method of the Palampur or farming in Palampur. In the next lecture or next video, we will read about the land sustain. Will the land sustain? So we will come up with our next video. Thank you for today.